I want to talk about kind of like games and rules and how we can use them to be more creative on the kit. So let's say we want to play right, left, kick, kick, but we want to play it like instead of playing it like a fill, let's play it like a groove. Okay, so let's come up with like a 1-bar loop for that. That's our sort of bed groove. Now, how about for a little variety, we're going to add a microfill that's... Okay, so let's do 3 bars of A and then 1 bar of, that'll be our B. So we've got 2, 3, so there you go. If you're playing a song, you need to come up with something. You just came up with a part in 3 steps, 3 levels of rules. I've just gone from this to a full-fledged part. And of course, with any of this stuff, you pick up the tempo and it starts to get a lot more musical, So let's say we want to write a chorus part for this or a B section part for this. We can change our voicing. We can go to this. Instead of, we'll go, let's make it a little bit spicier and go. Okay, and let's do the same thing. Let's come up with a 1-bar fill for that. So let's go, changing my sticking to left, right. You might say, hey, aren't you breaking the rule? It's like, yeah, I am breaking the rule. It's a good reason to break the rule. We have rules to come up with new solutions. Sometimes our solution involves breaking the rule. Totally cool. Great way to do it. All right, so see if I remember this. We've got... then our fill. Woo, that's very fast. Yeah, here we go. I added 1 rule to my last rule, and now I have 2 whole parts. So if I'm in a band right now, and I'm trying to write parts, I just did it in like 5 minutes. Let's combine them. Let's call this part the verse, call this part the chorus. We'll go back and forth, do each one twice. All right, verse, here we go. Don't remember what that fill was. Oh, now I do. Chorus. That's with 1 chop, 1 idea. I came up with 3 or 2.5, whatever, 2 parts plus 2 fills. And let's say I had a solo, right? And I wanted to come up with solo concepts. I could play that Simon Says game with myself just between the floor tom and the snare. So it could be like, then I repeat it. Then I do something new. Then I repeat it. Then something new. Repeat it. Something new. Repeat it. How about a 2-part? Repeat it. 2, 3, 4. And something new that's a 2-part. Something like... right? Then I keep going. Let's say I want to come up with AABA. So I'm going to go like AABA. Then something new that's AABA. AABA. Then something new that's AABA. Then something new. Here we go. So when you're practicing this stuff, you shouldn't do these breaks. I'm just doing these breaks to tell you what I'm doing. But if you do it all back to back, it actually, you can go at a really slow tempo and it'll really catch up with you fast. Just that AABA thing, trying to come up with new concepts. I'll do it without talking. So like this. Oops, see, broke the rule right there. Lost the game. Womp womp. But I came up with new stuff. The point is, you want to push yourself to failure. If you're not failing, you're not practicing hard. So you want to get yourself right to the verge of failing, pull it back a little bit, set your rules there, and stay there for a long time. Just chill at like slightly uncomfortable. And that's how you get stronger on the kit. Just like if you're running, you don't want to run at 100% capacity. You want to run at like 60, 70, 75, and you keep pushing that. We do the same thing when we're coming up with new concepts on the kit. Push yourself just to the verge of losing it and stay there. All right, so let's talk about advanced ways to do this stuff. Let's add one note. So now instead of right, left, kick, kick, let's go right, left, right, kick, kick. So we've got a 5-note phrase. So if you're not used to 5-note phrases, that's going to throw you off for a while. But if you are, let's go into this, okay? Let's do all the exact same stuff. Let's not change anything. We're just going to play with 5s instead of 4. So let's make it a groove. Let's add a little spice to it. Okay, now instead of doing a whole measure long fill, I'm going to do a legit microfill, which is I'm just going to change up the pattern for 1 or 2 beats worth. So one of those 5s I'm going to change up. So my regular groove is. Then here, this is the microfill territory. I'm going to do snare, tom. Okay, so that's my microfill. And we'll do that at the end of 4 of this set. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. I got a 5 quintuplet groove just out of thin air like that. One rule. Well, a couple rules. 2 or 3 rules. Okay, let's come up with a chorus part. Same thing. Let's just change the voice here. So now. Let's add some spiciness. Microfill. All right, let's put it together. We'll do 2 times of the verse, 2 times of the chorus. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, starts with this. thing that I really like about that is how much I messed up. Everywhere that I messed up is a place I need to practice. And the point of doing this stuff is getting yourself to the point of messing up. Like I just said, you're not practicing if you're not making mistakes. You're not pushing yourself to the point of mistakes. You're not pushing yourself hard enough. This is what you should do with all of the concepts you come up with, And this applies to, part learning versus concept learning. If you hear a really cool fill and you just learn how to play that fill, you just learn how to play that fill. If you break down that fill into its parts and say, how can I integrate those parts into my playing, then you're actually applying your knowledge. And that's how you develop your own vocabulary, which is really what you want. You don't want to just sound like every other drummer, right? Okay, so to recap, what was our concept today? Rules, games. Come up with games. Use rules. If you're at this place, look, I spent a ton of my time, especially in my 20s, just like, I don't know what to practice. There's so many things I want to practice. There's all these videos of these guys and gals who sound so great on the kit, but I don't know where to start. What I had to learn how to do was apply rules. Apply rules to my practice schedule, apply rules to what I'm practicing, apply rules to how long I practice things. You never can run out of rules, right? And if you ever feel like you need a break from rules, just stop following them, right? Most people need more rules than they need more freedom. So I encourage you to look at whatever you're practicing right now. Ask yourself, what's one rule I could apply to this that will force me to maybe almost fail, right? And making games, think about games you play as a kid. Tag, Simon Says, Follow the Leader. Think about really simple games you can play, and you can turn those into practice concepts. One I like to do is what's called caterpillar, or I used to call my book string theory. It's making a string. Play one thing, and then add another. And now you've got two things. All right, now add a third thing. Now add a fourth thing. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now add a fifth thing. All right, if that's hard for you, if you mess up, stay there. Practice that for an hour and a half until you sound great at it. I guarantee you, when you go back to this, you're going to, see, mistakes never end. You're going to have some new insight, and you're going to have new strength because you went to outer space on this other concept. Cool? Makes sense? All right, cool. Now my public service announcement. If you like everything, please subscribe on YouTube. Please buy a book if you want to support. You can purchase books at thedrummerbrain.com/store. I have a Patreon page. You can subscribe to that. If you have any questions about any of the material, you can DM me on Instagram. You can email me, thedrummerbrain@gmail.com. I think the hands lessons are going to take a break for a while. I gotta spend at least one day working on these courses, and they're going to be really good. It's going to be complete courses. I'm going to try to focus on things that aren't already covered. I'm not going to teach you how to play the drum beat from whatever Smells Like Teen Spirit. I want to work on stuff like this that I don't feel like is covered. So if you guys have any concepts that I've done so far that you would like to see further explored in full-length videos, please let me know. I definitely love feedback, and I want you guys to be able to integrate this into your playing. It's not just me and what I like to do. It's what you guys can do with it. So leave a comment, give me a like, say what's up. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been great. I'll see you guys sometime next week, maybe Monday, maybe Thursday. Definitely Thursday, maybe Monday. We'll see. All right? Happy drums to you.